A plane headed to Palatka crashed in Flagler County, causing an hours-long search in the dark last night. Next to me is what deputies found in the Flagler County woods near Volusia County. We have team coverage tonight. Our Zach Wilcox spoke with the Palatka Skydiving Center that the plane was heading to. He'll have a live report in just a few minutes. But first, Jasmine Monroe is on your side with what we know right now about this plane crash.
Well, we got a chance to hear from the Sheriff's Department, and as you can see, it started at the Sebastian Airport, made its way through the Titusville area, then into Deltona. But this is when we start to notice something a little different from that path. That is when the plane takes a turn into that heavily wooded area.
It was about the worst conditions you could imagine to try to find an aircraft.
It was around 8 p.m. when the 2012 Cessna aircraft vanished from radar. Its last known location somewhere over Flagler County.
Okay, the group of three walked to the north a little bit by about 10 feet.
The small plane often used for parachute jumps, leased from Eagle Air Transport, had dropped off the radar around 900 feet. When attempts to contact the pilot failed, search efforts ramped up.
It was pitch dark last night. There was no moon, a lot of cloud coverage.
Just after midnight, search teams discovered the wreckage in a dense wooded area. The plane had impacted straight down, making it nearly unrecognizable. Searchers say they smelled fuel and spotted a tire before locating the debris field.
Deputies went there, and basically this plane is unrecognizable from the impact into the ground.
Only the pilot, a male, was on board the 10-seater aircraft. Authorities say it's unlikely anyone could have survived the crash.
I would describe this as a recovery mission at this point, and it's going to take some time to do that.
Officials say small planes like this don't have black boxes, so investigators will rely on radar data and other evidence.
Well, you know, when a private plane, if you will, goes down, usually one of the first things that you look at is fuel. But we know, and I was back there a little while ago, there was plenty of fuel on board based on the smell.
Recovery efforts are still underway as the FAA and the NTSB work to determine what caused this crash.
We had been given a phone number for who we believe was the pilot and had no contact there either.
We did get a chance to speak to the Sheriff's Department, and they tell us this is still a recovery effort. It is now in the hands of the FAA and the NTSB. For First Coast News on your side, I'm Jasmine Monroe.
Jasmine, thank you. Eagle Air Transport, which is based in Illinois, confirmed the aircraft belongs to them. The president of the company released a statement saying that they are aware of last night's crash. As of now, they have very little information, but are working with authorities on the investigation. Zach Wilcox continues our live team coverage at the Palatka Municipal Airport. Zach, you spoke with Skydive Palatka. How is the staff reacting after the crash?
Well, Rich, I could tell that they were fighting back tears as they came out to greet me today. They did decide to close today, not put any of their flights up in light of what happened, the tragedy. So they were here, though, to welcome a group of Canadian military members who are going to be working on some certifications over the course of the next week with them. So they were able to give me a quick update on what happened, and I heard from an instructor that they were in fact getting the plane last night. They were hoping to put it up today with a fairly large group of skydivers. The planes that they typically use can only put about 4 people in the air at a time. This plane would have been able to put 12 in the air at a time, and they had such a large group today that that's what they were planning on using it for. And they couldn't go into a ton of specifics about the pilot other than that he had 50 years of experience, and they also pointed out that the cause of the crash is still under investigation. But the manager here did have a message for anyone who maybe skydiving's on their bucket list, and now they're hearing about all this.
The sport has progressed a lot in the last several years. There's a lot of safety measures in place with both gear as well as aircraft and pilots experience that's required in order for us to fly, so this doesn't happen frequently.
And Skydive Palatka has one of their biggest events of the year coming up at the end of March, where they're going to have an event dedicated to veterans with PTSD. So they're hoping that's an opportunity to bring a lot of people together, have a lot of people skydiving, and maybe start to move past this tragedy. At the Palatka Municipal Airport, Zach Wilcox, First Coast News, on your side.